go to Synergy and we're going to pull a list of all seniors for the district because we'll need this list to upload to Finish Line to know which students have completed FAFSA and which students have incomplete FAFSAs. So once we're in Synergy, instead of picking single schools, we're going to select the district, but also making sure that it's the current academic year. For this example, we have to use last year's academic year because that's the only year that has FAFSA information right now, since FAFSA just opened this week. So district, the right academic year of the list of students you want to pull, and then going to your student find view, and then you're going to pull the 5 pieces of information we need to upload to Finish Line to find out about the FAFSA status. So we need last name, first name, permanent ID, grade. We only want 12th graders and 12 plus. There's only a small percentage of 12 plus or second year seniors. We need birthday and zip code. Where is it? Right here. There's 2 zip codes, home address and mail address, but I always select the home zip code because that's most likely the zip code that the student's going to use in a FAFSA. So now we select download, make sure that we downloaded an Excel sheet and not PDF. We hit print to download the report. Now it's in progress. It may take a little bit. It's the whole senior year. Oh, it's actually really quick. And then we go to our Google Drive to open the file. Or if you're going to use Excel, Microsoft Excel, then you can go ahead and open it in Microsoft Excel. So I go to where I want to dump my report in, and I dump it, for this case, in my test folder. And I expand my view. I rename it because I don't want to forget what it is. So in this case, it's Tallahassee Union High School District Synergy list for Finish Line. You can name it whatever you want, whatever makes sense to you. So now we open it using Google Sheets, and this is a list of all seniors and second year seniors at Tallahassee Union High School District. And now this is an important step. The headings have to be exactly as a Finish Line directions call for them. We won't use middle name. We won't use state, numbers. They always come up in any report. Or we don't use grades because we already know it's seniors who are doing FAFSA, so we can delete those columns. So now we have the columns that we need for Finish Line reporting, but we need to format them exactly as it calls them. It calls for them. So you can actually reference to the Arizona FAFSA Finish Line guide that's on your desk. But I'm going to reformat the headings. They have to be, again, I can't stress it enough, exactly as they appear on the instructions for Arizona FAFSA Finish Line. So it's the student's first name. It has to be spelled out exactly like that. First capital letter, then the rest lowercase. Then the permanent ID is a special use field. And then birthday, it has to be student date of birth, exactly as it's spelled out like this. And it also has to be student zip code. And then it has to be also even in order. So we have to move some of the columns around. I'm trying to drag it. Yes, I did it. Yes, I did. So student last name, student first name, student date of birth. Oh, I'm trying to drag student zip code because it goes after student date of birth. Let's see. All right, perfect. So now zip code, and then the special use field is always at the very end. It's a special use field. You don't necessarily have to use it, but we always put IDs in there. So now you download it as comma separated values. CSV file. It can't be an Excel file. It has to be a CSV file. So now we downloaded that. Now we go to the Finish Line website. It's a long website, but I bookmarked it. It's always great to bookmark it in your browser because you'll be accessing it, and that's a long website to remember. So once you get your username and password, you can go ahead and input it and log in. And then the first thing is making sure that you're in the right FAFSA cycle. So I used a high school list from 2018-2020, but the FAFSA that they completed was 2019-20. So the FAFSA cycle, this is referring to the FAFSA cycle. Now when we start pulling reports for 2019-20 school year, we're going to be pulling FAFSA cycle 2020-2021. Anyways, so now you upload this high school file that you just formatted, you drop it in there, and now you upload the file. So this is a Finish Line database. You just used a synergy list to upload to the Finish Line database, and you're gonna find out how many of those students you uploaded actually completed a FAFSA. That is one of the things that we use to target student outreach. So okay, great, it was uploaded successfully. Now we click here to download the file. Now you download the file, and it'll download as a CSV file. So just make sure that if you want to save it as an Excel, then you do that. But at the moment, it'll download as a CSV file, and it may take a little bit because it's a lot of students. It's the whole district, so a few thousand students at least. So it may take a little while. We're just waiting for it. Another thing to remember for Finish Line is using a VLOOKUP, you can add, and I'll show you in a little bit, you can add more information to the reports before sending it out to the schools. That way they are able to better filter the report by counselor, by GPA. Okay, so now that we downloaded the file, again, it looks different because it's a CSV file, but you can still open it in Google Sheets. And now we're waiting for it to open in Google Sheets. And boom, there you have it. It has, if they submitted a FAFSA, when was it submitted, when was the FAFSA process, if they were selected for verification, it shows, and also the FAFSA status. And if they have an incomplete, why it is an incomplete. So really cool stuff. Really awesome that we have access to this information. Okay, so now we select the fields. I love filtering out or filtering the data to kind of make sense of it, and it's to preference, but you can see all the completes, or you can choose to see only some of them. You can filter it as however you'd like. But also, as I was saying earlier, you have the ability using VLOOKUP to add, say, GPA to the report and add counselor name to the report. And since this is a district-wide report, also adding a column for school. That way it's easy for you to filter out once you prepare the single school reports. So you add counselor. You can add even another column to add school. And then using a VLOOKUP, you'll download the synergy reports for GPA, counselor, and school. And then using that formula, you can add the information there.